Hey everyone, welcome to today's Q&A session. I'll be answering 3 questions with you today. Number 1 from JFallacy, still saving $1,000 each month. Number 2 from Sam Smith, when are you going to re-enlist? Number 3 from Justyoon, Korean American immigrant looking to join the Navy and looking for some advice in some of the questions that he's asked, and I'm going to be going over with you those questions. So if you do have a question of your own, make sure you leave it in the comment section down below. I do read every single question. At one point I will respond back to every single question. So let's begin. So question 1 from JFallacy, am I still saving $1,000 each month? And the answer is yes, and well over yes. Right now, I've been in my command for 3 years. So when you are at a C command, right, not a shore command, C command for 3 years, you get this thing called a C pay kicker, where I get paid $500 each month. Right in the beginning of my C time, I got paid $50 and $60 and $70-something and $100 and $150. Then now it's at the big whopping $500. So I've been able to save well over $1,000, so right about $1,500 to $2,000, depending on if I spend money on anything. I like to eat and all that kind of stuff. So I've been saving a lot of money, making a lot of progress in the goals of trying to save $100,000 before my 5-year mark. So number 2 by Sam Smith, when are you going to re-enlist? You might think that I absolutely am not going to re-enlist, but my current plans are to re-enlist. Unfortunately, like I said before, I think I drew the short end of the stick of being in a terrible command, in my opinion. Valuable as you might think it is, because I've only been to 1 ship, and the only hopes that I have that the Navy will be good and will be, enjoyable are experiences from other people that come to my command where I am, and they say, man, I've been to 3 different carriers and this one is absolutely different, and this is not what the Navy is. So I'm just taking their word for it that I'm gonna give a second chance, and I just want to do my shore command and get out. That's one of the biggest things. And hopefully within my shore command I can save to $250,000. That's my goal, $250,000. So last question from Justyoon, Korean American immigrant joining at 30. So there's nothing wrong with joining at 30. In my opinion, you have some advantages compared to people who are joining at 18 in terms of maturity level. So hopes of going to Korea. In my opinion, the Navy may not be necessarily the right vehicle. I've seen a lot of my Air Force and also Army friends that join the military. They speak Korean, they are Korean. They've been able to pick to go to Korea. So I think it's just because they have a lot of more Army bases there and also Air Force bases. So they've had the opportunity to go there as their first term choice, right? Just first command. So for the Navy, that's almost impossible, and that's unheard of, to be able to go to Korea for your first command. So when you are a sailor, right, for the most part the Navy is going to want you to be on a ship, and if you want to be as close to Korea as possible, some of the carriers that are in Japan are the best possible bet, but you're still not in Korea, right? And you're in Japan. And when you're at Sea Command, you're out to sea a lot of times, but you can still tour Asia. And definitely traveling with Jose, Jose have been able to go to Korea once or twice. I don't know exactly how many times he has. If you want to check out his channel, make sure you look in the link down in the description. But what I'm trying to say is, don't bet on going to Korea when you are in the Navy as a temporary visit, port visit, yeah. But if you want to be stationed there, now that's a little bit different. That's usually going to come around in your second contract, right? Your re-enlistment. Now you also have to understand what that base. Now I think that base is near Busan. What that base is going to need. So one of the safe bets as to trying to be stationed in Korea or even anywhere is a supply rate. So for example, my rate is a logistics specialist, right? I order supplies. So, everything, pen, paper, books, desks, equipment, it all comes off from supply, right? So supply is a a pretty safe bet in terms of the availability and the possibility of you being able to be stationed in Korea or really anywhere in the world. LS is one of the best rates out there. How do you maximize wage? Right, so one of the things I highly recommend, if you are 30, if you do have, let's say, a degree, go the officer route. Officer, I don't know exactly the world of the officer, the wardroom life, but officer basically, ensign 01, makes just as much as a chief in terms of the pay scale. So I highly recommend, if you can, go in as an officer. That's what I personally believe I should have done, and I feel like if I did, it would be much more of an enjoyable experience. So if you want to maximize your wage, go in officer. If not, if you want to go enlisted, that's perfectly fine. But try to be, try to speak as much languages as you can. The languages that the Navy needs you to speak. It always differs. Right now, last time I checked, they don't really care too much for being able to speak Korean, so they're not going to pay you extra money for that. So I'm not doing that. So if you want to max my wage, also some rates you do get bonus, enlistment bonus, or if re-enlistment bonus. So like the nukes, they get close to 6-figure re-enlistment bonuses, but sometimes a lot of those people say it's not worth it, but some people do, and they get that 6-figure, but it's before taxes, right? They get taxed and on top of taxes. So those are the 3 main questions that was asked of me. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said before, if you do have a question, leave it in the comment section down below. I do read and try to respond to every single questions. And if you want your question in a video format like this, definitely leave it in the comment section down below. And I hope you have a great Navy day, guys. Bye.